Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sunnydale Review with Jillian and Brian. This episode we're covering Season 2, Episodes 4, 5, and 6. So let's get into it. Inca Mummy Girl.
Yeah.
Kind
Okay.
of speed through this one.
Yeah.
It's not the best episode. Yeah, okay. We're on the same page there.
There's one important thing that comes up in this episode. Which is the introduction, or semi-introduction of a new character.
Right.
So, Inca Mummy Girl, which is Season 2, Episode 4, originally aired October 6, 1997. Matt Keeney and Joe Rickenmeyer? I don't know.
Rickenmeyer. That looks right, yeah.
And then wrote it, and then directed by Alan Pressman. Basically, the idea of this episode, because we're going to just kind of shoot through it, I think.
Yeah.
There's a foreign exchange student thing happening at Sunnydale High. Joyce agreed to host one of the exchange students. We do see Cordelia being nice to the gang again. Xander is jealous that Buffy is supposed to be getting a guy as her foreign exchange student. They go to a museum field trip. There's an Inca mummy princess. Find out she was sacrificed by her people and buried alive, protected by a seal. Then we see like this the museum closes. We see this troublemaker kid go in to try to steal the seal for whatever reason. I don't know like why.
It's a punk.
Like, are you gonna go try to sell it? Where the hell are you gonna sell it? Like, it's...
Yeah.
Try to find something a little less recognizable if you're gonna steal something from a museum. I don't know. He goes in, breaks the seal, and the Inca mummy girl, like, she looked like a mummy. And she, like, comes to life and, like, kisses him, sucks the life out of him. Yeah. Long story short, she kind of impersonates the foreign exchange student that was supposed to be staying with Buffy and Joyce. The one important thing in this episode, which I have in all caps, is the introduction of Oz.
Yes.
He is the lead, like, guitar player. Is he guitar or bass?
I think he's guitar. I'm going to say guitar.
Okay. But he, for Dingoes Ate My Baby, which is the band that Cordelia at one point is dating the lead singer of.
Yes.
So we get the introduction of Oz. Let's see. So Xander starts kind of flirting with the Inca mummy girl who passes off with the name Empada.
Which was the guy's name.
Yeah. I guess it's one of those, like, could be either or. Like, it's a...
Yeah.
We find out there's, like, this bodyguard that is supposed to be guarding Empada, or the Inca mummy girl.
Didn't do a great job.
No. She ends up killing him.
Yeah.
And, like, sucking his life force, and she kind of has a thing going with Xander. Let's see. Empada talks to Buffy about how, like, she was 16 years old, and her people sacrificed her to try to protect from demons, and blah, blah, blah. So there's, like, kind of a connection there, a similarity in stories between Buffy and Empada, because they're both 16. They both have, like, this connection to the supernatural world.
Both chosen, yeah.
Yeah, and so let's see. There's also a dance at the Bronze, because there's always a dance at the Bronze.
Always, yeah.
So Dingoes Ate My Baby are playing at the dance.
It's a costume party.
It is, and Willow is dressed as an Eskimo, and Oz kind of sees her from the stage and is like, "Who is that girl?" Because she's like, I mean, you see, like, a lot of the girls running around in, like, the kind of more sexier outfits than she's there in, like, this fully authentic Eskimo outfit. Which, like, I think she has, like, a harpoon, too, or something. Yeah. And I'm like, girl, how are you not dying?
Yeah.
Just because you're, like, so, temperature-wise, so hot in your giant fur coat.
Right.
Let's see. Empada has a thing for Xander, but she, like, doesn't want to kiss him because she doesn't want to suck the life force out of him. She ends up, like, cornering Jonathan and trying to kill him. Let's see. Oh, so this is Jonathan is the actor's Danny Strong.
Yep.
This is actually his first appearance. He appeared in the unaired pilot, but this is his
first
appearance in the actual series. This is his first credited appearance. Let's see. Xander actually steps in, kind of saves Jonathan. He and Impada kiss. She starts to suck like the life force out of him, but stops herself. Xander gets knocked out. Let's see. Oz tries to talk to Willow, but he's a second too late. Giles reassembles the seal. Impada tries to stop him. Buffy gets there right in time. They fight. Impada traps Buffy in her tomb.
Yep.
Goes after Willow because she wants to kill Willow so that she can be with Xander. This is where Xander offers himself to Impada instead of Willow. Impada says that they can be together if she can kill Willow. Xander says that that's never going to happen. Offers himself up again. Impada is about to kill Xander when Buffy breaks out of the tomb. Time runs out and Impada dies.
Poor Impada. Unfair life, but also she was doing some bad things.
Yeah, it's not a great episode.
No, I'd say 5.
I gave it
the
5.
Most average episode of Buffy. The actor who plays the bodyguard, he's recognizable. Yes.
Yeah, so...
He's in Parks and Rec.
I don't know. I know him from something else.
What do you know him from?
I'm not proud to admit this.
Okay.
So he plays in Twilight.
He's in Twilight. Okay.
He's in Twilight. He's, Jacob's father, who's in the wheelchair.
Okay.
That's why I know him from.
Gotcha. I'll try to find it real quick.
But
do you know his name?
Not off the top of my head.
Oh, okay.
Just look up Twilight and look up Jacob's dad. I don't know. So yeah, as far as a watch or pass on this one, honestly, I could go either way. I love Oz, and he's introduced in this episode. Plus, you get Jonathan's introduction. But other than that, it's a pretty standalone episode. I do think it's interesting that we get these kind of, at least in the early seasons, we get these string of not dealing with vampire episodes, which I totally get from a network perspective of them not wanting every episode to be Buffy fighting vampires. They wanted to introduce other demons and stuff. But I don't know.
Yeah, so his name is Graham Greene, and he's one of those guys, you've seen him in so much. His IMDb is, full of, bit parts, and, but yeah, like you said, he's in Twilight. His other bigger roles are The Green Mile, Wind River, Dances with Wolves, Skins, and Goliath. So yeah, he's one of those recognizable people. You're like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
But you'd never know his name. So yeah, that's that.
So yeah.
All right.
What do you give for Watch or Pass?
You can watch it just because Oz is in it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that should be a good, if a new character that's important is introduced, you watch it. Is that fair?
Yeah. I mean, season 1, I Robot You Jane was the introduction of Miss Calendar. I feel like that. I mean,
you hate that episode so much.
For watch, it's you have to watch the whole episode. For pass, it's you could watch a synopsis video.
Right.
Where you'd still get
Passion of the Nerd.
Passion of the Nerd. I love him. Oh my god.
It's almost at 60,000 subscribers now. It was at 30 a month ago when we were talking about it.
He started talking about Firefly now too, and he's been doing Angel and Buffy for a while, and yeah. So I'm watching. I watch all his videos.
That helps. All right. So what is the next episode?
All right. So the next episode is Reptile Boy. This is another non-vampire episode. It originally aired October 13th, 1997, and is both written and directed by David Greenwald.
Oh, okay. Well, that kind of makes sense, because I do think this is a interesting and decent episode. Maybe not one of the best, but it's entertaining, and it's different, and it kind of builds out the world a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know. David Greenwald. Great writer.
Oh, yeah. He sticks around in the series for a long while. So let's see. episode opens with the gang enjoying time watching a confusing Bollywood film. Buffy says that it's been quiet, so no vamps to slay or demons to fight for a while. I guess a while being since the parent-teacher conference night.
Right.
Where the school got taken over.
Yeah, this is very Mystery Science Theater. Three of them sitting there commenting on the old movie.
It's like, wait, what's happening? Well, I think this person is doing this, but then they, like, because it's not in English either, and they don't have subtitles, so they're just trying to figure out with, like, context clues. So yeah, we see a girl break out of a house and run away from, like, these guys who are in cloaks. The guys catch up with her and take her away. Buffy's been dreaming about Angel. Cordelia is dating a college frat guy. Let's see, Giles is really stepping into, like, the father role for Buffy. Wants Buffy to work on her skills and have less of a social life.
Right.
He says, come here right after period 6, get your homework done, and don't dawdle with your friends. She's like, you're not my dad. Let's see. Cordelia is talking to her new college boyfriend. He wants her to come to his frat house the next day. There's a guy, like, with him who's interested in Buffy and asks to meet her. They invite both of the girls to a party. Buffy's patrolling in the graveyard, finds, like, half of a bracelet.
Yes.
Angel says that there's blood on it because he's there with her. Let's see. They kind of talk about going on a date, but Angel says it's dangerous. And he thinks one thing will lead to another and it'll end badly.
Oh.
He says He says, when I kiss you, you're not going to wake up from a deep sleep. No, when you kiss me, I want to die. I don't know.
Their dialogue is so dramatic.
It is.
Always.
It's referred to as Bangel speak. It's just always so dramatic.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cordelia begs Buffy to come with her to the frat party. Buffy only says yes because she's upset over Angel and is like, Giles is kind of suffocating her. So she feels like she needs to do something kind of rebellious. We find out the frat guys are in a cult and they are kidnapping and sacrificing high school girls.
Oh man, as you do, you know.
Yeah. So Buffy, to go to the party, she lies to Giles. She says she has homework and her mom's not feeling well, so she can't patrol tonight. Giles is understanding that she needs to stay home with her mom. It's like, okay, so you're ragging on her for, you know, having too much of a social life, but she's like, my mom's got the sniffles, and she's like, oh, that's fine. Okay, stay home with her. I mean, I'm not upset that he's okay with her spending time with her mother, but at the same time, it's like...
inconsistent on his...
Let's see. Xander wants to follow Buffy to the party to protect her.
Yeah.
It's like, dude. He's just jealous, honestly. Let's see. Buffy dances with the nice frat guy that she met the day before. Xander sneaks into the party, dresses to blend in. He blends in so well that the frat guys think he's a pledge and dress him up like a woman. Yeah. Willow and Giles discover where the bracelet came from, the half of the bracelet that Buffy found the previous night. It's from a local prep school outside of the town. Turns out they've had female students who are going missing. Giles wants to call Buffy. Willow tries to cover for Buffy and convince Giles to call Angel instead.
Right.
Let's see. Buffy... Oh, sorry, did you want to say something?
Oh, this episode is a real, like, coming out party for Willow. Like, she has so many good lines. And,
she
like,
does.
So much fun, you know. I just really enjoy her performance in this episode and all her little character moments.
Yeah. She does have, like, a great kind of flip out at Giles later on.
Yeah.
Do I have it in here? I don't think I have it in here. Or the exact, like, line she says, but I'm sorry. I'm running through this episode. I don't like this episode. I'm like, I just want to get it over with. Let's see. So Buffy gets, like, drugged from a drink that the frat guy gave her. Cordelia gets drugged too. The nice frat guy says the girls are for the pleasure of the one we serve, which is really creepy.
Yeah.
Buffy and Cordelia get chained up in the basement. They meet the other kidnapped girl that we found out from before about, like, another girl who's missing from that local prep school. She says one of the guys is different, nicer, and he's the one that you have to watch out for. Turns out it's the one Buffy had been talking to.
Right.
Willow asks Angel how he shaves since he doesn't have a reflection.
It's a great question.
Do we ever see him with any sort of shadow of facial hair at all?
Not in Buffy.
No. So yeah. They figure out the frat guys might be taking the girls. Willow finally fesses up regarding where Buffy really is. Giles is angry that Buffy lied to him. Angel wants to know if she had a date. Willow lays into both of them, explaining how they're both to blame for Buffy going in the first place. Because she's like, Giles, you've been suffocating Buffy, and you're treating her like she's 30.
Right.
And she's 16 years old. Or 17? 16 or 17 at this point.
Right. 16 at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Xander gets kicked out of the party, recognizes Cordelia's car, knows that she and Buffy are in the frat house. There's a demon called Makita, which is apparently a play on the brand of tools they used on set. So it's a giant snake / worm monster. The frat guys are sacrificing girls every year to the monster so that they can get money.
Yeah. Good fortune, all that.
Yeah. Buffy's having a hard time breaking out of the chains, probably due to the fact that she was drugged. But finally breaks free. She saves Cordelia, and the rest of the gang take on the frat guys.
Yeah.
And Buffy ends up killing the giant monster.
Yeah, this is like a really great moment where Willow's like, guys, Buffy's chained up downstairs and there's a giant snake. And like they keep like fighting and all this, and there's like a triumphant moment for Xander. And everyone's like, yeah. And she's like, guys, snake, Buffy chained up. I love that.
Like, bigger stuff going on here, guys. We're not done yet.
Oh man, and she just like cuts his tail off and it bleeds out, right?
Yeah, it's I don't know if I want to say this. It's basically a giant penis monster. It's meant to show like the misogyny of the guys, and they sacrifice girls to it, and it like gives them good fortune, and like they basically like what is it called? Like roofied the girls, and
basically they roofied them.
They did. Yeah. It's not good.
No.
Another PSA: don't do that.
Definitely don't do that.
Oh my god.
But I like it just because it shows like there's a lot happening in this universe beyond just like the Hellmouth, beyond just the vampires and the Master. Like there's cults, there's people, making deals with demons. There's, So I gave this one a 6 out of 10 for me. What'd you give it?
Well, we're not done yet.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's one more scene. You're right.
So Giles apologizes to Buffy, says he'll stop pushing her so hard, only nudging. It's like, okay. But he does realize that he's been, like, pushing her too hard, and that she needs to be able to still have, like, a social life and have some normalcy in her life.
Right.
Cordelia goes out on a date with Jonathan because she's done with older men. And Angel asked Buffy for coffee, and she said, yes, sometimes I'll let you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, for a watch or pass on this one for me, I said it could go either way. It influences changes in Buffy and Giles' relationship. Plus, I love Willow standing up to Giles and Angel in defense of Buffy. I gave it 5 stakes.
All right. So yeah, like I said, I gave it a 6. Watch it. It's decent. You don't like it too much, I can tell. Yeah. All right. So final episode for this season. Not this season. Final episode this episode.
Oh, okay. So season 2, episode 6, not the end of the season, but the end of this
episode.
This video.
The Sunnydale review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is episode 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is Halloween. This is an amazing episode. I love this episode.
Yeah, this is good.
Originally aired October 27th, 1997, which is like, clearly it's the Halloween episode that came out right before Halloween.
Right.
Actually, wait, what's today's date? No, today's the 26th. Okay.
26th, almost. Exactly 22 years ago.
Yeah.
This aired.
Written by Carl Ellsworth, and another directed by Bruce Seth Green. So let's see. The episode opens with Angel waiting for Buffy to show up at the Bronze. He's wearing a blue shirt, and it looks funny because he's like in lighter colors again.
Right.
Cordelia sits down to talk to him, and they start laughing. Buffy shows up and gets jealous because Buffy and Angel were supposed to be on a date. Like, he was waiting for her to show up for their date. She thinks she's kidding herself because dates are things that normal girls have, and then she leaves. I'm like, I don't get this at all, because he showed up and she showed up and they were supposed to be there on a date, but like, what changed? And just the fact that he was talking to Cordelia while he was waiting for her to show up, that all of a sudden she's just like, nah. I don't know.
Guess. Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with this.
It's one of those, if only people talked in shows, stuff would go smoother. Yeah.
Let's see. Snyder is volunteering students for the Halloween chaperone program, where like high school students take around little kids so that I guess their parents don't have to.
Right.
I guess that works for like working parents and stuff.
It's nice. It's a nice thing to do.
So it's another situation where Snyder just volunteers kids to do things, like how he volunteered them for the talent show in last season. He just likes to take it upon himself to decide, you're volunteering for this, in no way asking if you already had plans or obligations or were even already on the volunteer list.
Right.
But yeah, so he volunteers them all and tells them the costumes are mandatory, so now they have to go get costumes too. Let's see. We find out that Halloween is actually a quiet night for the supernatural because they don't like the, like the stereotype. So they typically stay in. We get an introduction to Larry. He asks if Xander thinks Buffy would go out on a date with him. He's like the macho, I'm pretty sure he's on the football team. He's kind of a bully.
Yes.
He's just like, yeah. So Xander says no, that he doesn't think Buffy would go out on a date with him. Larry starts talking badly about Buffy. Xander gets upset. Larry asks, what are you going to do about it? And Xander grabs his shirt and says something damn manly. Larry's about to punch Xander when Buffy steps in to save him. Xander's upset that Buffy saved him from getting pummeled because it like would hurt his reputation. I'm not sure what kind of reputation Xander currently has at the school. He just seems to kind of get picked on a lot by certain people.
Yeah.
But yeah. He thinks he's going to get a bad reputation because Buffy stopped him from getting pummeled. Let's see. Buffy and Willow break into Giles' personal files and steal the Watcher Diaries for intel on Angel because they want to find out what he was like before. Let's see. The girls tell Cordelia that Angel is a vampire. She says, like a Care Bear with fangs. She says she's the slayer of dating. Cordelia sometimes.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I worry about you, sweetie. Yeah. So, I guess before that, Cordelia didn't know that Angel was a vampire.
Yeah.
Which, like, for the rest of us, we've known since halfway through season 1. Or season 7, so almost, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah. But this is new information for Cordelia. Let's see. Oh, so Buffy is trying to convince Willow to, like, go as something kind of more adventurous or more sexy or whatever for Halloween. And she says, you're missing the whole point of Halloween. And Willow goes, free candy? Which I'm like,
Yeah, right.
That is the point of Halloween.
Oh
my god. No, the point of Halloween is the post-Halloween candy sales the next day where everything's like 50% off. Let's be honest here. Let's see. But Buffy responds, it's come as you aren't night. It's the perfect chance for a girl to get sexy and wild with no repercussions. And Willow goes, oh, I don't get wild. Oh my god. So Xander decides he's gonna go as a soldier. Buffy, Xander and Willow go to like this costume shop in town where it's kind of like one of those, I get the feeling that it's one of those like pop-up Halloween stores that disappears as soon as Halloween's gone.
Yeah.
So Xander gets like a toy gun. He's like, oh, I already have the rest of the costume. I'm going to go as a soldier. Buffy finds this like gorgeous dress that's similar to one of the pictures that they found in the Watcher Diaries from like when Angel was still human. So that he'd look like, or should look like one of like the noble women from that time. Let's see. The shopkeeper makes a deal so that she can afford the costume. Let's see. We see Spike studying a tape of Buffy fighting from the beginning of the episode. He's studying her technique. Drusilla, we find out, has like powers beyond just being a vampire. She actually gets like visions, and she says the outsides are going to be inside, and it will make the Slayer weak.
Right.
We don't really know what that means yet.
Right.
Buffy tries to get Willow to dress wild for her Halloween costume. I said so. She's almost got like this rocker chick vibe going on. She's got like an exposed midriff, kind of a short skirt.
Right.
I'm not entirely sure it's appropriate to be wearing around the kids. They're supposed to be taking trick or treating.
Definitely not.
So, I mean, Snyder did say costumes were mandatory. He didn't give them any guidelines around what not to do. So let's see. Buffy says, Halloween is the night that not you is you, but not you, you know? Sometimes the lines that come up with, like, I have to imagine the actors reading them in the script have to, like, say them a couple different ways to figure out what the intention was. Because it's just, like, sometimes it kind of, when I copy down the lines into my notes, I'm like, if I didn't know exactly where these inflections needed to be, it would look like a word jumble.
Yeah, definitely. Need the writer on set.
Yeah.
To be like, what?
What did you mean by this? So Willow gets spooked at the last moment and throws like a boo ghost costume on top of her sexy costume. So it's literally just, it looks like a giant bag.
Yeah. And
it's just like a very simple ghost costume.
Yeah.
That probably wouldn't have cost more than like $5.
Yeah, definitely not.
Let's see. Cordelia is dressed like a cat and actually has a conversation with Oz. And she says, so she runs into him at the hallway at the school and he's like at his locker. And she says, is Mr. I'm the lead singer, I'm so great, I don't need to show up on my date or even call going to be there? Because they have like a gig that night.
Yeah.
And Oz says, yeah, you know, he's just going by Devin now.
Oz is so funny. Like his dry delivery of everything all the time. So good.
So much. So yeah, I have in here, Oz was destined to be part of the gang.
Yes.
From this moment.
Right.
From his interaction with Cordelia.
Oh
my god. Let's see. Oz almost runs into Willow, but he doesn't know it because he can't see her face because her costume, like, literally, it looks like a bag over her body.
Yeah.
And she has just holes cut out for her eyes. So, like, he doesn't know it's her. Let's see. We see the shopkeeper wear, like, the kids' bought their costumes, like, doing a spell, and everybody becomes whatever they were dressed up as. So, Willow becomes a ghost. But because of the way that she was dressed underneath, it like, she is a ghost, like, can pass through walls and stuff. But it's her costume from underneath. Yeah. So basically, if she hadn't been wearing that other costume underneath and just had been wearing her regular clothes, when she became a ghost, you would just see her in her regular clothes. But because she had her sexier costume that she changed her mind about at the last second on, she's now forced to wear that costume because she can't cover up because everything just kind of passes through her.
Yeah.
Xander becomes a soldier, and Buffy becomes a 17th century girl. So Willow has to stop Xander from shooting the monsters because all the monsters now running around are kids, but they've just turned into whatever their costume was. So she gets Buffy and Xander and brings them to Buffy's house, where Joyce is just not there for whatever reason. The parents appear and disappear in this series a lot, and it's kind of concerning.
Yeah. Yeah. She's actually absent for a lot of episodes in a row. To the point where I'm like, when did she come back? I don't remember her being absent, but yeah.
Apparently she either works at or owns an art gallery. I don't know. So... let's see, they hide out at Buffy's house. Xander runs out to save Cordelia. But she was dressed up as a cat, but she didn't get turned into her costume. Because she got it at a different shop, so it's only like the costumes that were bought at this one Halloween shop that the shopkeeper can turn them into whatever they dressed up as.
And so Buffy's useless.
Yeah.
At this point, she's just a normal, scared girl. Do you think she still has the strength of the Slayer? But she just doesn't know it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it takes away everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it just takes away everything.
Yeah. So it's really up to Cordelia and Angel and Willow to...
Yeah.
And Willow's a ghost.
And Xander.
And Xander, but yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually a badass in this episode.
He is.
Like, it's cool. It's a cool episode where Nicholas Brendan gets to, like, change how he's acting for the episode, you know?
Yeah, which is kind of something similar that we saw in, like, The Pack in Season 1 when he was possessed by the hyena.
Right.
I love it when we get to see these actors playing against their normal type. So, yeah, let's see. So, like, they even try at the house to prove to Buffy that she is, like, that they're her friends.
Yeah.
And that she's a Slayer and blah, blah, blah. And they show her pictures of, like, the three of them together. And they're like, look, we're your friends. And she's like, I don't believe it. I wouldn't dress like that. That's not me.
Yeah.
And, like, even, like, her hair, she had, like, a brown wig on. And that's, like, now her real hair.
Right.
So I do think that she has lost her kind of Slayerness.
Yeah.
And she's also very scared and very meek and very just like, oh, we'll let the men go and fix it. And I'm too ladylike. And, yeah. So, again, very against type, which I love.
Yeah.
I love seeing them get to do that. So let's see. Spike is out and about in the town. He thinks all the chaos is just neat.
Yeah, it's having fun.
Oh yeah. He's like, I'm just gonna watch this because this is kind of interesting. Somebody's causing a lot of trouble and it doesn't. I'm not in charge of it. I can just watch. Let's see. So Angel shows up at Buffy's house. Let's see. Oh, my keyboard opened and I lost my place. So Angel shows up at Buffy's house, but Xander and Buffy don't know who he is. Willow goes to get help from Giles. She comes through the wall in the library, and he freaks out. He's, like, sorting the book cards.
Right.
And he freaks out, and they all go flying. Oh, my God.
I mean, if you get turned into a ghost, you have to walk through a wall. You gotta do that.
Yeah. So, let's see. Angel is fighting a vampire who broke into the house. He shows his vamp face to Buffy, and she freaks out and runs out of the house. Willow tells... so back at the library, Willow tells Giles that she was dressed as a ghost, and all he can see is, like, her rocker chick outfit, and he's like, the ghost of what exactly? And we never get an answer. Oh, my God. And let's see, they figure out that everybody who changed got their costumes from the same place because Cordelia didn't turn into a cat.
Right.
Because she thought she was, like, too good to buy her costume at the same place that they all did.
Yeah.
Let's see, they go back to the shop and we see the Giles and the shopkeeper, who we find out is Ethan Rayne. They, like, know each other from when they were, like, teenagers.
Yep.
Ethan calls Giles Ripper and suggests that Giles wasn't always this prim and proper tweed-clad watcher, and that his watcher outfit is his real mask, which we don't quite know
what he's talking about at all.
Let's see. Xander saves Buffy from getting assaulted by Pirate Larry. Because Larry was dressed up as a pirate. He has a thing for Buffy, and yeah. So Xander beats him up and says it gave him a weird sense of closure. Oh, man. Let's see. Spike and a gang of demons chase the group down. So he, like, has recruited the children demons.
The Spike thing to do.
Well, he doesn't know they're kids.
Right. That's
or
true.
at least I don't think he does. But they chase the group down. He separates Buffy from the group and tries to kill Buffy in her weakened form. Let's see. So back at the shop, Giles breaks, like, the statue head that Ethan used in the spell.
Right.
And it sets everything back to, like, how it's supposed to be. So we see...
Just as, like, Spike is about to kill Buffy.
Yeah, so Spike's about to kill Buffy. He has her, like, bent over backwards over a dumpster, and he's about to bite her. And she all of a sudden headbutts him, and you see, like, the brown wig is gone, like it fell off, and her blonde hair is back, and she says, "Hi, honey, I'm home." Oh my god. So yeah, she kicks Spike's ass.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, Buffy and Xander, we find out, remember everything that happened. Willow wakes up back in her body, where she had like been left on a porch in her ghost costume. And she like, when she wakes up, she like pulls the ghost costume off because she's like trying to figure out what happened, because all of a sudden she was somewhere else and then she was there, and she's waking up, and so she pulls the costume off and then realizes, oh, I'm in like the sexy costume again, and is embarrassed for like a second, tries to cover back up, but then she decides to just embrace it because she's already been running around in that costume all night.
Right.
So she throws the boo costume away, and we see Oz driving either to or from the gig that they were talking about earlier in the episode. He's kind of driving in his van, and then she crosses the street right in front of him, and he says, "Who is that girl?" Oh my god. I love Oz. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. He's an amazing freaking character.
Unapologetic love of Seth Green.
Well, he got me into the show. It wasn't this season,
true.
but...
Right.
Let's see. We see Angel goes home with Buffy. They talk about why she dressed up like she did. He says he actually always hated the noble women because they were stupid.
Right.
And he says he always wanted to meet someone interesting. And they kiss. And Giles goes back to the costume shop. The place is cleared out, but Ethan left a note behind that says, "Be seeing you."
So yeah, this is the beginning of the Ethan
Rain.
Yeah.
Who becomes a character.
Yep.
So yeah, for this one, watch or pass, I said watch.
Yes.
You have major character development for Willow. Explains major character stuff about Xander in the future.
Yep.
So I gave this one 8 stakes.
Alright, I gave it a 7. I like it a lot. I'm a huge sucker for any Halloween episode of any, like, show. Like, I think they're always super fun, and, like, Community always does great episodes for Halloween.
What's your favorite Halloween episode of a show?
My favorite is the zombie episode of Community. So I don't want to spoil, but there's a zombie, like, themed episode of the comedy series Community, and it's fucking amazing.
Okay, my favorite is the Halloween episode of Boy Meets World.
Oh, that one's really good too.
I love it so much.
Really good too.
Oh my god.
The Sean's Dream one.
Yeah.
That one, yeah. That one's so good.
not to spoil anything, but at one point a character dies with a pencil through the head, and you see him like with the pencil in his head, and then he slides down a wall, and one of the other characters walks up and puts his finger at the top of the line where the pencil was. We'll always remember he was that tall.
Oh, so good.
Oh my
so
God.
good.
Just like these shows that have the most amazing comedic timing.
Yeah. The 90s comedy stuff.
Oh yeah.
So good.
So good.
So yeah, that's it for this episode. Those are suggestions of Halloween specials for you to watch. Community and Boy Meets World.
Well, hey, I
And
mean,
of
this
course
episode will be coming out the week after Halloween.
The day after Halloween.
The day after Halloween.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
first.
we're kind of
Current.
relevant.
Yeah, I mean, we could move it up. We could put it out on Thursday, and if we wanted to. The Halloween episode.
That's your thing. I mean, you
Yeah.
do what you want.
I'll ask tomorrow, see what he says. Okay, Jill, where can they find you online?
If you want to give me a reason to use my Twitter, you can find me at Jillian_Swan, and that's Swan with 2 N's.
All right. Very important.
Yeah, and just for the record, I had a friend point out to me after our first episode came out that I should add more things to my Twitter because no one's going to go there if there's nothing there.
That's fair.
I then explained to him that was the entire point. That I was asking people to give me a reason to use Twitter because otherwise I'm not going to use it if nobody's going to be talking to me on there or whatever. So if you would like to tweet me, I can be found at Jillian_Swan, that's Swan with 2 N's, and give me a reason to use my Twitter.
Yes. And, of course, you can find me on Twitter at the fake BMAR, that's BMARR. So, you have 2 N's, I have 2 R's. Mm-hmm. That's how you can remember our Twitter handles. You can find the channel on Twitter at WGEverything, at Instagram at WickedGoodEverything, on Twitch at twitch.tv/WickedEverything. The main channel, of course, is on YouTube, youtube.com/WickedEverything, and this channel is youtube.com/a lot of random characters. Not Wicked Good Podcast yet, but you can find it if you search Wicked Good Podcast. Leave us a review on iTunes. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Your enemies. Tell anyone.
Tell random people on the street if you feel safe talking to them.
Yes. And happy Halloween, depending on when this comes out, and happy November 1st if it didn't come out on Halloween.
Or if you're finding this at any other time, have a nice day.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.
Bye.
The Sunnydale Review is a Wicked Good Everything production. The fan art of Buffy was created by Fishbone Art. The logo was created by Tamar Kutab. The original intro and outro song was created by Alex Carl.